Hi guys, welcome to Non-Biased Reviews. Today we're reviewing the Yaasa weighted blanket. Yaasa is a company that is focusing on making adjustable furniture. That's their main promise to their customer, is having furniture that will adapt to their needs. And they have an adjustable bed that we have reviewed recently, so there will be the link to that review video down below in the description. They also have an adjustable desk and an adjustable desk chair, but they're also very well known for their weighted blanket. And this is what we're reviewing today. So let me tell you a little bit more about weighted blankets. I have some recommendations in terms of weight choices and let you know how they work and the benefits to the user. So a weighted blanket will apply weighted pressure on your entire body. So from neck down to your toes, you'll be underneath a heavy weight that is going to work with your body on reducing stress and anxiety. So you'll see your cortisol level, which is the stress hormone, reduced, which is going to leave you calmer, and you'll start secreting more of the melatonin, which is the hormone that helps you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer and deeper. So that's what the weighted blankets are doing. So they're working with your body. They're applying deep pressure to calm your body down, to give you a good night of sleep. You could also be using them. I see a lot of people using them while lounging. So they're on the couch and they just want that extra safety that comes from having a heavy mass on you. The weight is one question that I often get asked about, so let me address it here. The Yaasa blanket comes in two different weights. They have a 15-pound blanket and a 20-pound blanket. There's a general rule of thumb when you're choosing the weight for your weighted blanket. If you take your weight and take about 10% of that plus or minus a few pounds, a 15-pound blanket is going to work really well with someone that's 150 pounds plus or minus 10 to 20 pounds. So if you're 130 to 170 pounds, the 15-pound blanket is going to be a good choice for you. The 20-pound blanket is going to work well for people within the 180 to 220 pound range. So again, if you're 130 to about 170 pounds, you're looking at the 15-pound blanket as being a good weight for your body to relax. If you're above that and all the way to about a 220 pound, the 20-pound blanket is going to work really well. Yaasa has 4 different color options and all are very natural looking. There's no aggressive color. Once again, the purpose of this weighted blanket is to calm you down, to induce relaxation and make you feel a lot more at peace with yourself and the environment. So they have a cream blanket that's going to be an off-white. They have a gray, and this is going to be more of a sandy gray than a pure gray. And they're coming out mid-November with a mist, which is going that light gray color. And this color, so we're looking at a prototype, but it's essentially only missing the tag for it. But this is what the blanket will look like in the Twilight, and it's more of an anthracite gray, so a darker gray color, not quite a black. It's still on the gray side, but much darker. A very modern look if you're in a room like this one and have your colors in the grays and the whites. Let's look at what the Yaasa blanket looks like. And the first thing that I want to mention is that very thick and wide knit of the blanket. So the Yaasa blanket is hand knitted, which is something that I really appreciate. I've tried all sorts of weighted blankets, and anytime I try a weighted blanket, there are 2 things that I really appreciate. The first thing is fairly obvious. As you can tell from that large knit, you have a lot of air passing through. So this is not a blanket that you would ever feel too warm in. Remember, you're putting 15 or 20 pounds of weight on your body. The last thing that you want to start doing is sweating. You don't want to start feeling all of that heat being trapped between your body and the blanket. The hand knitted blanket here by Yaasa is going to let all of the air escape, where you're left with the weight of the blanket that's very therapeutical, but the heat gets to escape your body, you know, down the mattress and up in the air through the knit of this blanket. The second thing I really like about hand knitted blankets is the fact that they're not a weighted insert inside a blanket cover. So you have evenly distributed weight that does not shift, it's not going anywhere, because you're looking at nothing filled essentially, because we'll talk about the filling inside the knitted, inside this cotton, but the blanket itself is not going anywhere. It's laying on your body safely in one manner, and you wake up and the blanket has the exact same weight as when you went to sleep, no matter how much you moved. Let's look at another thing that adds breathability to the Yaasa blanket. Its cover is 100% cotton, and cotton is going to be a cooler sleeping material. It is naturally moisture wicking, and that's going to keep you from sweating under this blanket. So remember, we have thick knits where the air escapes through, and cotton material that touches your skin, and that is breathable. Inside the blankets, you still have a filling, but it is recycled polypropylene fiber, which means that it's not moving and shifting inside the cotton. It's there to stay. It's completely filling the cotton, and at no point in time during our sleep test did we feel like a piece of the blanket started missing some of that filling. It's just it's there, and I don't believe that it would go anywhere. You do have a warranty on the blanket of a year should anything ever happen to it, but I would not think that you'd start seeing weight shifting, and then once again there's no insert, so the weight is going to be very evenly distributed over your body. There is one notable difference between the 15 and the 20-pound Yaasa weighted blankets. Both are 72 inches in length, which is going to be, and I'll be laying this over this bed, and we're sitting on the queen bed so that you guys can see the size of it. But the 72 inches is going to be enough blanket to cover a queen mattress. The 15-pound blanket is 40 inches wide versus 45 inches wide on the 20-pound blanket. You can think of those blankets as a good option for one person because of their weight, but they would also work really well if you're looking for just a little bit less weight by sharing it with a partner. So it is wide enough to fit two people, which is something I really appreciate, because a lot of the hand knitted blankets come as a single size, and so if your partner wanted to also feel the weight, he'd need to have his own blanket. This one can be shared. However, when you share it, keep in mind that you're sharing the weight of it also. In that case, if you were to buy a Yaasa weighted blanket for sharing overnight, I would probably go with the 20-pound version rather than the 15. The 15 is a nice weight for a single person, honestly. The 20-pound is just going to give you more weight if you were to share it with someone than sharing the 15-pound, which might become, on the lighter side. So overall, this blanket works really well if you're looking for an option for the night, because it is wide enough to cover a queen size bed. It works really well on a couch as well. You could definitely use it on more than one person if you were just lounging with it. There's plenty of space. As you see, I feel very small in this big blanket. Again, this is the 15-pound blanket, which works really well for someone my stature. So anyone from 130 to 170 pounds would truly benefit from the 15 pounds. And it looks really good. I love that it's cotton. I never feel hot underneath it because of the amount of air that can escape, and the cotton cover. So this would be a really good option to sleep overnight. You could either have a flat sheet and put the Yaasa weighted blanket right above it, or you could even, for colder nights, use your regular comforter inside the comforter duvet cover, and then put the weighted blanket above your duvet for more weight. Because once again, this is going to ground you, it is going to calm you. The extra weight is honestly preventing you from tossing in bed too much, so it reduces the amount of movement in your during your sleep, and you'll find that you're falling asleep faster, you're sleeping deeper from that deep pressure that's applied to your body, and eventually you'll start noticing that you're waking up in much better shape, you're more rested in the morning, and the quality of sleep that you're getting is really definitely increased by the use of a weighted blanket. So the Yaasa blanket has been making the headlines now for a few months. It's been voted best weighted blanket. I see why. This is definitely on the top of my list of best weighted blankets. I just love the hand knitting. It is not as soft as other blankets I've tried before, but the cotton just gives it a very natural feel, which I truly enjoy. And as I said, the other blankets did not feature enough or did not have enough width to them to work for two adults. So they weren't really ever an option to sleep at night with. They were a good lounging option, but this one will do both the lounging and the sleeping at night due to its size. And then the look, of course, is I love the colors that are offered. They work really well with today's more modern insides. They have a very natural tone to them. They'll work with anything from a brown to a gray bedroom, and hopefully be pleasing to your eye as well. If you have any questions, as always, let us know. I would urge you to check out the Yaasa adjustable bed video, because we've had an amazing experience with them. I just think they're a great company. They're headquartered in Switzerland. You can tell that they care about the quality of their product. They're trying to solve problems and make our lives more comfortable. So they're a great small business to check out, and I wish them a lot of good things. They really do care for us as end users, and this blanket is fantastic. We loved their adjustable bed, so check out that video. But if you have any questions on the weighted blanket, let us know. Leave a comment in the box below. Head over to nonbiasreviews.com and look for a detailed review of it. Do not forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.